Hey guys, thanks for waiting. Yes, it has been a while. I saw that in the comments. Might be a little bit rusty, but thank you. This is Odinato Crypto. I'm Odie. I have with me the three gentlemen that are ready to rock and roll with talking about some awesome cosmic force action. We have Mike up here in the upper right. We have Matt, the bottom left, and Steve, bottom right there, all representing Cosmic Force. And that's what we're here to talk about today, Cosmic Force and all the
Yeah.
cool stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up in the first quarter for you guys. I'm excited.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot happening, isn't that right, Matt?
Yeah, man. So now, I have like doubled myself. Now there's more Fletchers than ever before.
Yes,
Yeah.
congratulations to Matt.
Yeah, just to
Yeah, which
explain,
is
Matt got married. Yeah, so
yeah. It's kind of
Last
like
week.
it was on the sixth of January.
Oh,
A very
that's right.
special day.
I can't believe it's that
January
far already. So yeah,
January 6th, eh? What a day for America. But and then that was the date of our wedding. So that's something, and it's definitely weird, like talking about getting married and something so personal, I guess, into
yeah,
something that's kind of like a business slash, you know,
yeah.
whatever. So
yeah.
so it's I'm glad that people congratulate. It's still weird to talk about it, but yeah, cheers again. Thanks.
It's funny, Matt. Enough time will go by, and I'm sure your dad and other people have told you. Time goes by, years go by, and then you're
Mm,
like, I can't think of any time without my significant other.
mm,
I've been
Uh,
married
mm,
for almost 33 years.
yeah.
It'll be 33 years in about 6 weeks, and
yeah,
it just blows
Wow.
my mind thinking. I mean, I can think about time before my wife, but it's hard. And it feels like we've always been together, and it's the way I like it. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm a little sappy
Feels
that
like
way.
that right. Yeah. Feels like that right now. Can't remember it
Yeah, it's a good
yeah.
thing. It's definitely
I,
a
I was
good
going,
thing.
I was going to say it's like pretty much same for me. We were in the like 34 sort of year married, and and you can't.
Yeah,
You're right. You can't remember a time before, but um, yeah, you just get used to each other and that, and it's really good. It actually, I got to say, and maybe it's same for you, Audie. It's good to have your wife supporting whatever crazy things you decide to do. For example, being an American Ninja Warrior. And I know we're here to talk about Cosmic, but I noticed today that we've got two T-shirts going on with Ninja on there. What's going on?
his looks better than mine. Get up there a little bit so we can see it, Matt. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
It's like some people think it's like, oh, why should people have writing on a T-shirt? It's cringe. But it's like, what else are you supposed to look at? My chest.
Yeah, exactly. So we
Yeah.
have. I was going to say that the four of us are coming from two different parts or three different parts of the planet. So I'm here
Mm,
on the west coast of the United States, where it's currently just after 5 p.m. on Sunday.
mm.
Mike is in the UK, where it's now Monday morning. Is it midnight or 1 a.m.?
1 a.m. Yeah,
1
yeah,
a.m.
early
Oh
And
man.
then
morning.
Matt and Steve are in Indonesia, and it's just past 9 a.m. Indonesia time
Yeah.
on
Mm.
tomorrow for me, Monday time, right? So
So
it's just
uh,
crazy.
yeah, so I'm basically downstairs and Matt's upstairs, so we can hear a slight echo of us talking, which is weird. But at some point, just to prove things, I'll probably run upstairs and wave on Matt's screen, just to show that we we are actually in the same location. But
That's really cool.
definitely, so January, if it wasn't busy enough, there was a wedding. But we haven't been, just laying back having like wedding celebrations and drinks and all that kind of stuff. No, no, no. We've been very busy, and today we want to talk about all the things that have been going on. But in summary, let's just say, what have we done so far in January? Well, there's the ongoing work that's happening with the pre-alpha game. We did do a preview on what's happening there. I think we'll show that again later, just to show what's going on there. But we decided we need to concentrate just now on the foundation, and the foundation is crypto that holds everything together. but of course we need a really good functional game, and the game is the product, you know. So what did we do? We released Cosmic Force CFX version 2, and this is the CFX token with liquidity, and that has now launched. We can talk more about that shortly. Also, we started the pre-sale on the Cosmic coin, and that's right out there now. It's done a bit of a slow start, but it's still more or less at 3,000 that's invested in there so far. But there's another 2.5 months before the end of Q1, where we're looking to go to mainnet. So there's plenty time for interest to be built up on that. And then the big one that we're going to reveal today is the marketplace. The marketplace is complete. I know before Christmas we always say, oh, we're 70% complete, but you know, the last 20 or 30% always takes 80% of the effort. You know, I don't know why, it just does. But today I can say the marketplace is complete, and it has been launched like in a stealth mode. And later we're going to give you the address, and you can actually jump on there yourself and start trading your NFTs straight away. And what else has been happening? I tell you what else has been happening. We're actually working on a killer trailer, and we're going to talk about that more. So where we are right now is that we're in a new year, and it's all about getting the foundation ready and getting ready for battle, you know, and getting out there with the marketing, bringing in new talent, and actually putting together a good strategy for where we go now, you know. So what we've been doing so far, it's been building, but now it's time for action. So we're really excited, to be honest. It's like I feel like Cosmic is in a real good place. We've got some excellent people behind us. It's like really good to see everybody that's involved and investing. And yeah, I'm just looking through some comments right now, you know. So I see one that it seems an interesting name. It says Design in Mind 1, which could
right here.
Yeah.
It says just got a notification. Yes, congratulations, Matt. Woo!
Yeah,
Hope to see you all in your hometown at some point.
Well, if that's the person I think it is, then that's a good friend of ours, Philip, from the UK, and good to see you tuning in, Phil.
Is he the gentleman that is up north, in Scotland or close to Scotland? Am I remembering that right, or is that somebody else?
Well, I'll not publish his address just now.
No. Okay. He's in the UK. That's all we need to know.
No, he's in the UK, and he actually lives in a place that's got an Eiffel Tower in the UK, right? So if you can, right. So here's the quiz, right? The quiz for everybody listening: which town in the UK has an Eiffel Tower? Over to you.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, but we'll get the answer. The answer will come in really quick. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah,
I'm just an American, so I'm either going to say Las Vegas, which is the fake one that I've been to a million times, which is not in the UK, or the only other one I know about is, of course, the original. So I wouldn't have a clue. I'd have to cheat and look it up.
There's one in like Tokyo.
Oh, really?
Like Eiffel Tower, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, we did see the one in Las Vegas, didn't we? You know, that was interesting. Not full size. This one in the UK is not full size.
You feel like you're in jail, though. When you go up in the one in Las Vegas, you know, there's all those, you know, the metal mesh, and you can barely see. You can't take very good pictures, you know. You got the Bellagio fountains, right, with the fountain show. And if you go up in that Paris or that fake Eiffel Tower at night, the show actually sucks to look at it from there, in my opinion. So I don't know. My wife and I go to Vegas at least once a year. We actually just purchased our trip to go in May, so we'll be going back. Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, I usually go a couple other times without her when I do ninja competitions. There's a couple of them down there each year, so you know, don't really need much of an excuse to go to Vegas, right?
Well, just to make you feel good, really. It's like in the UK we live so near Paris, right? Now I've driven around Paris about 20 times, but I've never actually been in Paris. And I've seen the Eiffel Tower from a distance, looking out of the car whilst driving, but never
Yeah.
actually been and stood under it or been up it or whatever, you know. So it's like
So
sometimes things on your doorstep you just don't do, you know. So it's
yeah.
crazy.
So you
So
were driving, and the family is getting to take pictures and look and enjoy it, right?
well,
I saw it, you know.
we're just bypassing because we're on a
Oh.
way for holidays in the south of France or something like that, you know. So
Oh wow,
I know,
pretty cool.
but yeah, one day maybe we'll actually go to Paris and check it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I'm looking forward to this year for many reasons, and Cosmic Force is going to be exploding this year. I think that up till now it has been what are the foundations required to allow for a proper expansion that would be timely, and now the foundations necessary to support a larger group of people coming on board. Now it is possible, and it's very exciting. That how can I say? Look, I'm excited that the community and yeah, as we discussed, other talents jumping on board. Like this excites me a lot because there's going to be a huge boom in just everything. What we see, YouTubers putting more stuff out. It's just all connecting all at the same time, but step by step. So, what's the next step you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. So I think I think that's it. It's like we're all like, it's like priming the pump. We're ready. I guess over the last year, it's been sort of just less than a year really from like launching like properly, because I think it was like more February, beginning of March that we sort of launched in earnest. We've been doing a lot of pre-work before that. And one thing just to say to the community is that we always, just as we're interested in Matt getting married, we're interested in what's happening with the community, with individuals. And I know one of our mods hasn't been well recently, but he's bounced back and is looking pretty good now, and is it too much to say we give love out to the community? It's like, yeah, we're a business, but we're a business based on a community that is growing and growing and getting stronger. And just want to lay some couple of things out on the table, right? It's like, if we ever get approached by investors, and we're talking like individuals or companies that want to invest into Cosmic, and as we get more and more popular, it will happen more and more. We're more lenient towards saying no, right? So, for example, if somebody came along with a couple of 100,000 or 500,000 or whatever and said, we're going to put this money in and it's going to push the project forward and it's going to like accelerate things, it's like, yeah, that's good, but in some ways it's like taking money from the devil, right? And and I say this, I don't say this lightly. It's like, these things have happened in the past where you can have some big investors and they start pulling the strings and giving the rules, and like if somebody put a couple of hundred in, they'd be expecting like 1 million back, and we're talking like the serious investors. So where does that money come from? That money comes from every single person that's invested so far in being part of the community and building up what we're doing. So right now it's better for us to go a little slower, but keep control with the community, and the community will get rewarded a lot more. But we're at this moment in time, like Mike says, we're actually investigating and looking into different ways we can actually bring creativity on board and reward the people that work towards what we're doing on a creative and a building the cosmic infrastructure and the cosmic universe. and do it in a way that we're not actually giving away lots of equity, lots of control, when really, you know, the community so far have built what is there right now, right? We've done work, but the community have done the building. You know, without the community, Cosmic is nothing, right? And this is what we always like to reiterate. You know, that it's you guys out there that make Cosmic strong. And right now, we believe that Cosmic is primed and ready for an absolute bomber. A bomber. Where's that word come from? You know, we're going to have an excellent year this year.
F1 bomber.
And I think
I
I was
like
going to.
it.
Yeah.
I think I was going to go like American, and you know, we're going to hit the ball out of the stadium, and
You don't want to do
it.
that.
Don't do it.
It sounds better to do it your way. So
Yeah.
No,
We're going to kick.
That's cool.
We're going to kick the ball into the net when we're playing football or soccer. I mean, yeah.
The sacrilege of how you just said that. Oh my god. Football. Yeah.
But first of all, I think we should talk a little bit about like the game side of things. You know, like what's happening. You know, because there's ongoing development being happening in the pre-alpha, and I know some people are going, "Oh, it's taking a long time for pre-alpha version 2," but you'll be surprised how much is in there, and you know, and I think like Matt might be talking like more about that just on maybe on a technical front. But the other thing is, because we are a small team and we've been concentrating very much on the crypto side of things, which we're going to be going through. You know, this has slowed down a little bit on the pre-alpha, but when you see where we're up to with crypto, you'll see that actually now, like, full attention's going back into the pre-alpha. But yeah, Matt, have you got some words you want to say?
Well, it's interesting because it's like, you know, you see like where's the public sentiment, and in general, you know, which was good for building the alpha side, which was people mostly interested in the crypto side, which is good, right? Because it gives me more time to focus on all the stuff I've just done, and also build this alpha, you know. So, you know, because I did have the thought like, okay, we could try and release something in December, but this next alpha is kind of like the biggest open world that you're gonna have before you start going around whole planets, which is obviously something that is pretty insane, right? How do you make it interesting? How do you make it run? And I've done a lot of development on the planet side, but you know, just for like full transparency on how things are built, you know, like to say something like Red Dead Redemption, you know, that is one big mesh, you know, like, so the ground landscape is one big massive, you know, 3D model, you know, broken into segments, into tiles, you know, and that is not something that you would do for something that's a whole planet, right? So I was just trying to keep, so we had the very first levels, which was like one space station looking place on the magenta planet, and then we had the blue planet with the water sea, but that is a fake. It's like a low resolution background thing just to make it work. So it's like you go from building it like you did in PlayStation 1 time, right? And then you go into PlayStation 2, which is the landscape you're on right now, the beach, and then up the hill, right? You see the background is a different landscape. It's not like a landscape that you could walk up to. It'd look very bad, right? But this one, the new alpha, it's all real. It's all the full detail. You go up close to anything, and it's the rocks and the hill and, you know, the sand. And
so maybe Odie, if you can share the screen that I've just put up there, and while Matt's talking.
Or what about if he plays from the link? Plays from because it'll be more choppy.
Let's see if I can make it full.
It looks okay. It looks fine.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Wow.
But yeah, carry on.
So yeah, this is some
Pew,
earlier
pew.
development of this map. So basically, we wanted a very huge map that has different settlements, different outposts on it, right? And I wanted everything to be legit, everything to be real, from what you see and what you do. You can go anywhere within the bounds. Obviously, it's not the whole planet yet, right? That comes later for the planet tech stuff. But I just wanted to create something that gives you the feeling of that you're on a planet right now, that you can drive and run about and zoom with your sniper and see all the different points of interest. And basically, the first alpha is going to be the most basic version of it. It's like a time trial, but you have to kill all the enemies in each base, right, under a certain amount of time. And each more difficult version will have more difficult AI and a shorter time period, and the variation, the randomness of what the weather is going to be. So you could have just the overcast, because this planet is more like Venus, right? So it's not really like a Mars type planet. It's more like a Venus type planet where it's very hot and there's always pretty much like cloud over you, right? But you have dust storms and all sorts of stuff like that come in. So all of a sudden you can't see where you're going, so that would make it more difficult to find the next target. But the goal is to try and get faster and faster. And can you go to each outpost and clear out the outpost? And that's the very bulk of it right now. But you can also see that we're showing some mining stuff, right? And as we go on, we'll see more and more. So the alpha that people will play next will have a lot more in this map than what you see right now. And to show the mining, to show just the feel. It's like, does it feel like Cosmic Force? Does it feel like we're on a different planet? I'm hoping so. Okay? So that's what I've been up to now. And not only is it difficult, but also to make sure that your computers can run it. So it's like I can make it so you could run it on like a 4090 flipping, Intel i flipping 16, CPU.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be very good for the common people. So I've been
Common people.
the common people with a common computer, not the crazy like $5,000 computer, right? It's too crazy. Yeah. You can't force people to upgrade, right?
Yeah.
So I've been trying my very best to optimize as much as possible. Something that people complain about all the time in games. The game's not optimized. Well, I assure you that it's completely optimized. 60 FPS, no flipping, upscaling, and you can see in the distance from miles. And so you can go anywhere.
Ooh, cool.
Basically, not anywhere, but anywhere.
How big is the map?
Of what we're doing right now.
Right now. Just to let people know, how big is the map that this next release is going to be?
Well, the playable area of this part will be, I think it's about 6 kilometers squared.
Right.
That's big.
Yeah, which is it's big enough for interest. Where there's no point. You shouldn't keep going. It's going to be boring.
It's big enough to get lost in the desert like Moses or something like that, and just like do a sabbatical or whatever you want to do.
Do a pilgrimage across the land. So and so it's got day-night cycle. It's got the weather system. It's got the outposts and everything get dust and everything build up and then go away from the dust storms and it will be pretty damn good, I think.
I can't wait to do some deathmatch at dusk. Right? Because the two things that had really blown me away about what you guys are doing, and you had just mentioned, Matt, were both the planets have weather, right? I've played a lot of games, and I pretty much suck at first-person shooters. So I'm going to be everybody's, target practice when this goes to, it's multiplayer. I'm going to get whacked by everybody. But anyway, I love one thing I've always wondered. I was like, wow, man, it'd be nice if there was, some dust and some wind and some rain. And I can't think of games that are first-person shooter or flying that really had that I can think of. I haven't played everything, but I don't remember seeing. So I like that it's very visual. You can tell, like in that trailer and others before, you can tell on this particular planet, man, there is a freaking dust storm going on. And that kind of occludes it makes it harder to see. So to make it harder to play, which I think is cool. And the other thing is the day-night cycle, like we're talking about. I want to play at dusk where it's just light enough, and then it gets dark while you're playing capture the flag or whatever it is that we can pick.
Well,
and in the dark.
I've literally been doing that part, and it's pretty cool. Where it's like, I don't know if you've seen the Creator, the film that came out last year, John David Washington. It's the guy who directed Rogue One for Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah.
He made a new film.
Get that Star Wars link in.
Right. He kind of made his own like Earth Star Wars sort of idea, right? But
I think it was a great film. It was a great film.
Yeah, and they filmed it, and most of the time they filmed it at dusk or dawn, just at the time that you're talking about. Like, so you can see the blue in the sky, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Man. The whole film's like that.
Wow.
You should see it. Yeah, you should definitely see it because it's got many things in the movie that's like, it kind of feels like Cosmic Force, especially if you watch the trailer and you're like, is that the sim room? Is that the Stellar?
Hey, do we have a case? Do we have a case? Do we have copyright infringement? Can we go after him?
No, I think what we need to do is we need to get him on board, and say like, what about Cosmic Force the movie, So, but anyway, that's in the future. Yeah. By the way, we've said this before. There will be a Cosmic Force movie in the future. We believe it. Yeah. We're filmmakers, and it's like, that's one of the targets, right? May not be this year, but it's gonna come. Don't you worry. And because it's all part of the ecosystem, it's all part of what comes back to the community that helped build everything, So. Yeah. But one thing I wanted to say about, you talked about the dust storm, and the dust storm. One thing that's been put into the foundation. It's like everything that's being built now. It's like building the foundation for building the bigger game. There's a lot of work that you need to put in now. That it looks like sometimes like slow progress, and you really need to make sure that you've got all your fundamentals right, or else when you try and build bigger and bigger, it's just going to all fall over, But for example, the dust, that it actually, I saw in a demo right here that the dust actually ends up covering the solar panels and the vehicles, and it's like it's live, It's really remarkable what Unreal Engine can do and what we're putting into the game,
And and other planets will have different weather systems, and so between lightning and snow and wind and everything like that, so it's gonna be good. I saw people were talking about the controller. Well, this is the controller I've been using for the gamepad controls. So the next alpha will also have support for controllers. Any controller that connects to the computer, basically.
Yeah. Well, there's one guy in particular that's been asking about that, like Pickle.
Yes. In the Discord, I've been seeing that.
Yeah. I think in the beginning he was using it as an excuse. It's like, it doesn't have support for controller, so I'm not going to be as good. And then he shoots everything in sight, and he's absolutely fantastic using the keyboard. So
absolutely killing it. Yeah.
What is he going to be like with the controller? Like, if you're listening, what are you going to be like with the controller? Nobody's going to have a chance, But there you go.
I suck at controllers. I was a PC gamer for years and years and years. Then I went over to the Xbox camp and did that for a while. and I suck at controllers. To me, it's less precise, but that's just me. I know that some guys
yeah,
will die
well,
before they do, PC. I'm better with a mouse and a keyboard, and that's just how my brain works. So I'm
I
gonna
have
suck
no
no matter what I
problem.
use.
I have no problem saying it. I prefer keyboard and mouse because it is better. It's not better for racing games, but it's
No,
better
no.
for first person shooters. I mean, my brother, was always playing with the mouse. Because I'm a
This
younger
one.
brother, I was playing with the controller like on PS2, and then my brother's like playing with the mouse. And it's like, I'm saying, oh, I can still do it just as good, but he showed me the way. Mouse is better. But yeah,
So so
but we have the controller
hold
here
on.
anyway, just for the guys that want it.
So I was just thinking, so with Cosmic, we're really going for a certain look and feel of the game. So if somebody sees just one scene, they can go, yeah, oh, that's Cosmic Force. So in the same way, when we watched the film Creator, it was like, oh, did they really have a Cosmic Force feel, right? So it's like, you know, Cosmic Force isn't in the style of the creator. No, the creator, they made the film in the style of Cosmic Force, right? And it's simple as that. And just as we've got all the visuals going on, we're actually in the background, like Mike is developing the soundscape, and the soundscape is again, we want to have a unique sound that you hear any part of the soundscape for the different planets, for the trailer that's happening. You're going to get a feel for, this is something from Cosmic Force. So I'd love for talk about the soundscape and actually the track that you've created. We'll not reveal anything today, I don't think, on the track for the trailer, but where the inspiration comes from for what we're going for, yeah?
Well, the overall inspiration, I mean, what seems to have happened time and time again is during the design process is looking at something and saying, okay, is this Cosmic Force? And if the answer is not an absolute yes, then it's not going in. And, the same thing should be applied to all the areas where we want to, just whenever you hear something that's very recognizable, to try and keep things unique. Certainly don't want to fall into any generic direction, especially as time goes on and I expect that there's going to be more and more space related games coming out soon. There'll be more games coming out on Unreal Engine. There'll be more blockchain games. So, a lot of these games might very well be generic in how they approach. And we're trying to create something special. And so, yeah, visually, it's like what type of elements, what makes it feel like this. And it just sort of comes out naturally, I think. Even like the poster, um, Matt threw some elements together, I put some stuff together. So it's also, it's kind of built in. So it's like no matter what we create, it's still an expression of our artistic value or whatever. So it's going to come out anyway. But it's really just being disciplined with what we put in, so that we're not just throwing anything in there and it's just a mix of whatever. It's like it should be coherent with each other. And yep, and now looking more closely at the soundscape, which will be for the duration. Yeah.
But we know how important, like, when you hear the sounds of Star Wars, just even like a door opening, you can kind of remember what that sounds like. And then the lasers
Yeah.
and the lightsabers, obviously, and just the way that the vehicles move. It's so much more important than you actually think. And because we've made films for years, we've always known that people think about sound last when it comes down
Yes.
to movies. And that's why the sound, like if you go to these movie screening events, like the more indie, independent versions, The sound is, it's tough. It's a tough watch, you know. So
But it's sound that makes you think of something. If
Yeah.
we play
Yeah.
if we play a clip of a lightsaber going, almost everybody in this audience should definitely know, right? But
Yeah.
you hear, the lasers, like you said, Matt, and that makes me think of a game that was far, far, far ahead of its time that came out in the mid 90s, 95, 96, called Myst. Don't know if you guys have heard of or ever played it. Myst, MYST.
No.
I think it was Broderbund. I may be pronouncing that right. That's who the publisher was, software, Broderbund or Broderbund.
Right.
And they made a world that was full of puzzles. And I can't do it justice. I don't know if anybody in the audience right now, if any of you remember this game, but if you look it up, you can still play it. Originally, you had to play it in DOS. You had to reboot from Windows 3.1. You had to reboot into DOS to be able to load it off
DOS.
the CD.
What's DOS?
Yeah. Right. And it was a smash hit. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because they had to compress. They had to make sure that the game fit on one 650 megabyte CD to play it. They didn't do multi. You had to run. They were. It was right at the advent of when CD playing directly off a CD had just kind of coming out.
Right.
Yeah. Not floppies. No. I'm talking about compact discs.
I'm going too far back.
Because it had to be when you were playing it. There was so much information in there that computers back at that time they couldn't handle. The hard drives weren't that big. They're like 40, 50 megs. I mean, they were small. So you played pretty much off the CD and it was constantly, accessing. They had to find a way and invent ways. If you look it up, they invented ways of compressing the sound so small that it would fit all these, instead of being, massive wave files, they made, I can't remember what format they used, but they and it still sounded like you could be walking through, the woods and you could hear a little creek, a little stream with the water just from the right. It sounded perfect. All this stuff, they went to just pains. Like, how Star Wars invented a lot of their special effects because a lot of it didn't exist back in the 70s. These guys invented some of their processes. Anyway, you can look it up.
Wow.
And it spawned a sequel called Riven, Riven. It was an even bigger take. And it was a puzzle game. You had to go here and walk through here. You guys ever heard of Zork, which actually predates even that?
Yeah, Zork.
You remember Zork?
Toy Story, yeah.
Oh no, I'm getting mixed up with Zelda. I think they're like warrior princess,
right.
So.
Well, anyway, I think a photographer says, of course, gave me a headache playing it as a kid. Yeah. I was in my early 20s and I had little kids myself. I'm sure you were older than that, but it's an amazing game. It's a game of visuals as well as audio. But I just brought it up because audio, you may think of it last, like you said, Matt. But man, the second you hear something, whoa, right?
Yeah.
So yes. So I mean, with the audio, it's so important that it's very memorable. And if you, for example, close your car door and you don't remember, did I close my car door or not? The easiest way is just to listen back. And if you remember hearing the sound of the door closing or locking, that's the indication. And the nostalgia that comes from booting up the PlayStation, or just the effect of sound is definitely profound. I was at the cinema recently, and just in a few moments, it's like the film's great visually, they're doing everything good, but like just a few moments where they dip down on the sound, and I guess I noticed. I really noticed, and there was something else that you mentioned there about the compression of the game, and recently also been really diving deep into how this game could be so complex but also so optimized as well, because you know, realistically, we don't want to make a game that's 120 gig to download. So yeah, as Star Wars had to invent their special effects, there is a level of engineering in this game that some things might come out that have maybe been done before, but not like this. And
Yeah, yeah.
especially as we tie into the blockchain and all this new technology that's available. So I do expect to see some new creations during this year, and new ways of doing things that I think other games might like try and steal the idea, but you know,
Yeah, they go, oh, that's Cosmic
But that's
Force, that is.
flattery, right? You know you've done it right when people are trying to copy you. You know
if
that.
Yeah.
that's the goal,
If they
then
do,
that's
then
the
that's
goal.
great.
Yeah.
And one thing I remember going to these screenings of indie films, and sometime you get a film and the visuals wouldn't be spot on, but the sound would be spot on, and it made everything better, right? So what we're saying with Cosmic is like, yeah, we want to concentrate on the visuals, the gameplay, and right down to a speck of dust landing on a solar panel, but we're also interested as a cinematic sort of company. We're interested in the sound, and that will actually make the game pop even more, right? So this is just letting everybody know out there that we're approaching it in a professional way, and it, yeah, coming down to size and everything like that. And one thing I want to say is, on the journey right now, there are little Easter eggs right in everything that you've been seeing so far, and I think that there may be one Easter egg on a certain number of posters, and it's a female that you see, and we've had a few questions about this, but we've never really answered properly about this. But um, I feel like we're all friends. We're all friends together, and it's like now's the time just to give a little reveal of who this woman is, what her name is, and why she's important. Um, do we feel like giving a little bit of a hint of who the
Well,
woman is?
anyone who's played the last release may have noticed one of the names in the academy, and that's also a clue. Maybe I'll leave that one sitting there for anyone who figures it out. So in the background, we've been developing the story, and one of the main characters so far uh, is called Nova, and Nova is the girl. Well, it's the woman in the picture in the posters, and yeah, who would be, I guess, the lead actress in the film when it's released. But she will be part of the. She's going to be a big part of the game, for various reasons as well. And yeah, we don't want to spoil the story, but she certainly plays a lead role in the uh, initial in the early days of arriving on into the solar system, and on the home world and the planets. And that's as much as I'll say right now.
Right, that's all right. That's more than I expected anyway. So yeah, yeah. Du-du-du-du. Yeah. So needless to say that everything we do, we're actually like planning meticulously and purposely putting certain things in there and leaving certain things out, and so we have got like a game plan, you know, and going forward on that, we're actually looking into like visual and audio and multimedia ways of getting that backstory, getting the stories out there, and it's a way of them pulling in more interest into the story that then leads people into the game. So we're looking into how all that's going to expand out onto YouTube, and where we increase the number of videos going out, and we have a lot more marketing around the story, around so it's not about hyping Cosmic Force up, it's about awareness and just getting that general interest, and the snowball will get bigger and bigger as time goes on. So it's about the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. We're going to get more.
Well, to expand on what Steve Father is saying, it's basically that there might be, so for example, this story with Nova, it's like not to tell everything from the context of the game, but maybe there's other say multimedias, but like so if it's a YouTube video and it's not directly related to the game, but it is again, like Star Wars, they might release a game version, but it's all part of that universe, which is, well, for us, Cosmic Force. So it's looking at the project differently and approaching things differently than the games company would. I know some have tried to release maybe like a graphic novel or something like this.
Well, you have, you do have, you kind of have companies that like Assassin's Creed. The game came out in like 2008 or 9 or something like that, and then after Assassin's Creed, they started releasing all these books. And it's like, all right, that's cool. Like, or Dead Space had the game, and it had this animated movie, and then it had the other comic and different, books, and it's because people sometimes they don't want to play the game. It's simple as that. So, and especially now that we're in something different, which is crypto gaming, some people don't want to touch that either. So we have been thinking of, obviously we can't please everyone. But it's not really like that. It's kind of like a restaurant that serves different meals, and some people are just never gonna like spaghetti bolognese. They're never gonna like it, right? So we've been talking and thinking, how does all these things fit? Not just from graphic novel and stuff like that, but different ways that we can get people that are not crypto, we've been talking about that, and have some pretty good plans that actually do tie into the game, but it doesn't limit, right? It doesn't limit what we can do,
Yeah. So just to say one key sentence, right? The question is, how do we get Cosmic on Steam when Steam specifically says they don't want crypto games? Well, we're working on a plan for that, because it's about bringing the masses in to Cosmic. And so we're looking at all the different avenues that going forward, we need to bring the masses in. And when we bring the masses in, this is good for everybody, so it's about awareness, it's about gameplay, it's about getting out there. And, so more will be revealed on that later on. But it's a definite thing that we need to do. We need to build that bridge, innit?
Yes. Availability. And as Matt said, not everybody plays games, or not everybody's into crypto, or not everybody is, so it's opening all the doors, all the suitable doors, and then this way everything can connect and we can share the story. And basically, the ultimate goal of entertainment, entertainment and joy and passion for what we want to create.
And we can't. Oh, sorry. One last thing.
Yeah.
We can't release the game as what normal people do. Normal companies do, like Assassin's Creed.
Because we're not normal, basically. Yeah.
Not normal. Can't do it. So we can't just build the whole game and then release it and then release the extra stuff. Even Star Wars, released the film and then all the other things came along. Obviously, a lot of stuff was like independent people that made stuff, but we have to do it like this. So last year we launched, but then this year we also launched, but a different
Yes.
type of launch, you know.
This is a different launch, yeah.
So it's the second launch this year, even bigger, like Elon Musk with his rockets.
Yeah.
So, Dad Bod Veteran, this question, I take it is true that you will have some kind of a download, correct? Or is all of it going to be played just on? Okay, I was kind of
these. Yeah, they definitely downloads. I think it's about 18 gigabytes or something now. The latest, you know, that includes everything from before as well, and then the new system. So 18 gigabytes, you know, for
18 as
modern,
in 1.8.
1.8 gigabyte.
Oh, not 80 as in 80. Okay.
No.
Wow, that's impressive. If you make it only around 18 odd gigabytes, that would blow me away if that's that small.
And the thing is, it's a shame because there are many ways to compress things, especially these days with AI upscale texture sort of thing, where you have like sometimes for these latest games there might be between 4 and 8K textures, right? Which is gets pretty heavy on the computer. But with the new AI systems that literally just change the textures live, sure, that's something. But we're still in development, so things still take up memory. Meaning, unfortunately, the games have been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then more processing power needed.
Yeah.
So we're still strapped to that a little bit because we're in development, So, but 18 gigabytes still okay.
That's pretty cool. Even with a slow broadband connection, that's not super painful. That's not bad at all. I'm impressed. If it was under 100, I would have actually said I'm pretty impressed, because there are some comments that we all saw. I'm sure that Call of Duty and other big ones, they're a lot bigger than 100 gigs, and and people will download it anyway. So
I mean, Cosmic is going to get bigger, and just talking a little bit about this next pre-alpha release, and we're saying pre-alpha because it's not, whilst it's in pre-alpha, it's not running and you're not doing things and actually getting rewards for playing, right? So this is pre-alpha is all about testing, making sure everything works together, make sure that we get the fundamentals right, and then we can build towards beta and open beta, and this is where rewards are going to kick in. So very much so, Cosmic Force, it's about playing for rewards, which will be NFTs and CFX and everything that we talked about. So we are working towards that. But just to give a little, more than an hint, I'll tell you what the next pre-alpha will be after, and this next pre-alpha will be the last pre-alpha, and then we'll move on to the next stage of development. But the next release after this one is going to be about space. It's all about flying into space and doing challenges in space, and that's what it's about, So we're looking forward for we've done some initial work on it, but we're looking forward to doing more work on it and actually being able to do sort of battle in space and other challenges. We look forward to Cosmic just expanding and expanding. And then once we have that, it's like, okay, we've got a lot of the fundamental parts to what makes up the different sort of activities or the different environments. And then it's about making sure that we can create the missions, and the missions, there's objectives, and the objectives, there's going to be winners, there's going to be losers, there's going to be the rewards, there's going to be everything in there that we talked about from the beginning. And so we're excited to move on to the next stage and then move on to the next stage. But it's been so important to get these, the foundation right. And we believe with everything that we've been doing, and like you said, being able to release this so many kilometer big map and and everything that we're doing, it's still on the like 18 gig at the moment. It will get bigger. It's good. It's good. And so look for Easter eggs. Look for clues of what's coming next in everything that we do. I just want to take a step back and just talk about the crypto game world in general, right? So there's been quite a few last year. There's been quite a few events in Singapore, Amsterdam, Miami, and when they start talking about GameFi, the number one thing that comes through with people that talk about GameFi is that people are now fed up of just crypto games that literally they're not a game. It's like a puzzle, and you win or you lose, or it's like literally the gameplay isn't there.
Yeah.
The quality isn't there. It's a casino. That's all it is. It's a casino. And the number one thing that's come through with all these big, we're talking the international, sorry, the North American blockchain. We're talking about anyway, we're talking about big crypto events around the world. The number one thing that comes through, and we've heard this also from our friend Guy at Coin Bureau directly. Who, by the way, I'm going to be seeing him next week, but that's a different story. I'll tell you more
really?
about that and give you some feedback on that. We want to work more closely with Coin Bureau because they're a good team. We've already done some work with them, and certainly Nick, who's part of Coin Bureau, he's one of the founders. He's very much into the gaming world, and the words from his lips is all about GameFi. It's all about, when it comes to game and GameFi in crypto, it's about gameplay. Number one is gameplay, and this is why for Cosmic, gameplay is number one. But we need to have the fundamentals in place, which we're going to talk about now, because I see time's ticking on, and but yeah, I think as long as we keep true to the game, we keep true to Cosmic with the sound, the backstory, the gameplay, the look and feel, then together as a team and together as a community, we're on to a real good winner. Or should I say, he's the winner, kid. Sorry. He's the winner, kid. As they blow up the Death Star, So anyway.
Yeah.
Ramble on I do, yes. So,
Yeah.
what's next on the agenda? I think it is talking about in a bit more detail the things that we've done in January. So I'm going to, let's have a look if I can share different screens. I'm going to change over my shared screen.
Okay, you just let me know when you're ready, and then I won't share it before you're ready.
All right, I'm going to.
While you're doing that,
one.
Steve, did you see?
Yeah.
Did you see this comment that I put up a minute ago?
When Steve action figure? Well, like Dad Bod, I can see already. You already have an action figure because the little. Just put that comment up again, because if you look at the Dad Bod.
Yeah, look at that right there.
Dad Bod, you already have an action figure, don't you? Come on, tell us about it. Looking good, by the way.
Well, it's a good question. This is exactly the type of thing that is like, all right, so 3D model printed of the iconic spaceship, for example, and just having that available somewhere, even if it's not really sold, but just for brand recognition, people see something's been done, and it's just all these little types of ways of just getting the game out there. And we do want to do something special for YouTube, which again, for people who might not play games, but they might just be interested in having an experience of Cosmic Force, there's things that we can do. So yeah, I think that, but maybe there will be an action figure, and if we can get Steve the father as a character in the game, we can.
I don't think he actually meant me as an action figure, to be honest.
Yeah, but
Or
they,
did you? Or
Oh,
did
yes,
you?
he did.
Yeah. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. I'll take it.
Get him, get this man a ninja shirt.
Yeah, that's it. I need the ninja shirt. Okay, well, if you can share the
Yeah,
first
you ready?
screen that I've
Okay.
got there. Yeah, that's all right. So what have we done? Right. So we're going to get into the crypto side of things now. So it's real exciting talking about the game. The
Let me see what
fundamentals
it's
are.
like. Is it any better doing it full size or?
Well, right now.
Oh, whoops!
Right.
Wrong one.
yeah, that
I'll
was.
get it.
Let's keep it like
It
that.
was this one. There we
Yeah,
go.
just leave it like that because really
Okay.
this is just a reference page. I'm not going to click around on it, and it's just to say that what have we done this year? Right. Well, the first thing that we did is we released the Cosmic Force token, the CFX token version 2, and like this we needed to go to a version 2 because version 1 didn't have all the code in there in the contract for us to actually add liquidity, and we needed to do it properly. We needed to make sure that that it had all the anti-rug pull sort of features in there, and you know, everything that means that it can pass. It can pass all the tests that are required as well. But we have successfully launched CFX version 2. Version 2, it did start at about. Bear in mind right now that CFX version 1, CFX was $1. The pre-sale was $1 per token. So CFX version 2, it started off at $2.50. It did take a dip because any new release, if people are holding the token, people, you know, some people may have bought just at the end, because what we actually did, we actually released the liquidity while still having version 1 for sale for I think it was 2 hours, and this gave people the security to see that there it is, the token's live, it's at $2.50. I can buy version 1 for $1, and then when the swap goes live in 2 hours, I can swap and then sell it for $2. And yes, we had some people doing that. It was all part of the fun. But the dip that happened, let me go to a different screen. I'm going to share a different screen. Yeah, let's share this one. Let's see what happens there. Did that swap over? Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So at the moment we're at $1.83, right? So $1.83 for a token that was in pre-sale for $1 is actually pretty good. That's 83% more than you would purchased in pre-sale. But the CFX token, it's not just about being a token that is tradable. It's about being the Cosmic Force token that is used for the trading and everything within the game. You know, so some rewards may come through Cosmic Force token. All the NFTs from this point on, any new NFTs that come into the ecosystem, they'll be purchased using CFX version 2, the one that's listed right here. And so this is going to be causing a lot of buy pressure with Cosmic. So right now, even though we're at $1.83, I see that in the next updates that we do, and I'm going to talk shortly about the marketplace, we're going to see things happening. I'm not someone that can do all the charts and everything like that. We're talking more from what we know with Cosmic and the way that things are panning out so far. We totally believe that like Cosmic will slowly go up. Every now and again it may do a slight dip, because right now it is paired with BNB. In the future we are looking to do some pairing also with gold, so we'll be looking at doing some migration at that point. But right now, with the Bitcoin halving coming. There's so many pointers towards crypto doing well in 2024 into 2025. It feels the right thing is to actually be paired with a crypto token or coin, should I say. And that's why we're paired right now with BNB. So we're going to see some fluctuations because of that. We may actually see a good fluctuation going up in the near future. And that's what we believe on that front as well. But again, there's a lot of buying. There'll be a lot of buying pressure with everything coming up with the marketplace. We're working in the background on the mining claims and also the manufacturing NFTs and how everything fits together that way. So we're still finalizing a document. We've made a start. We've got a document there. I'm going to say it's about 70 or 80% done, but we want to make sure that all the details are right before we release that. And also we needed a few other things to be in place. So I'm going to go back to another screen. I'll just change over to another screen.
I will say also with CFX that when we announced that the Cosmic Coin, now that you can have the resale of that.
Oh,
that
yes.
Also, that also is going to make it more difficult for CFX right now, just because.
Yes.
See, well, I made some money in from CFX, take it out and put it into Cosmic Coin resale. So hopefully do the same thing.
Right. That's right. And and I had like questions from people like in the community. It's like, do you think I should sell my CFX and buy Cosmic Coin? And I said, well, right now, like CFX is live. It's there for you to trade. You can do whatever you want, right? So the freedom of what CFX is to you, it's in your hands, and that's what we want. So it's really good that over the last 8 months that people have put into CFX and been buying NFTs and now we've been able to get to the point where we change that over to liquidity and then give the freedom to you guys to do what you want. So yes, some people have sold CFX, made the price drop, and then they've put into the Cosmic Coin, and there's not a problem with that. And I think that's okay. That's good. But it's over to you guys. Whatever you want to do, you're in control. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to talk about Cosmic Coin in a moment, but first I just want to talk about the CFX swap. So some items. Well, first of all, you may have some CFX version 1, so the original CFX token that you used to buy the NFTs along the way. And if you haven't swapped already, you can use this in the DApp, and it's on the CFX swap page. And you can swap from version 1 to version 2, and all it will cost you is gas fees. And I think it's like, I don't know, something like 3 cents or 5 cents. It's like really, really low. It's the lowest gas fee sort of possible there. And you get a one-to-one swap. Now, the reason why the swap is important also is because we've extended the time period for bit cores, plate cores, and all the cores to be available, and the pre-sale of planets and of course the cosmic nodes, and they're all available to buy using CFX version 1. Now, all these contracts are fixed contracts. We didn't create dynamic contracts that we can change. And later we're going to migrate. We will migrate. Well, there's 2 things that will happen. One is that the pre-sale will stop. So then for the actual bit cores, all the cores will never. Did you hear the word never? They'll never be available to buy again. You will only be able to like buy them through the marketplace, and these are like the cores that people have already owned, or you can win them through rewards through playing the game. So going forward, you may win a dual stack core or a stack core through actual gameplay, but you won't be able to buy them unless somebody decides to sell. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. So the only way to get a Bitcore is through the game, through rewards, and then they can be sold. So the only other place would be people who already own them or had
Yep.
got them from the rewards. But yeah, you'll never be able to buy them from anywhere.
I think that's
So-
pretty cool that the
Yeah.
dual stack cores, you purchase them to be able to get a discount on if 1% of a planet or 0.1 or whatever you want to get, and
Yep.
then you get it, and then your guys are giving them back to us once you launch, and I just find that's just so cool. It's like you didn't have to do that. I still would have thought it was a great deal without getting them back, but I mean, that's even better. So those that want to, hold on to them until they increase enough in value and then sell them on the marketplace, kind of like you guys are talking about, that's cool too. Me, I'll never get rid of mine. I'm going to keep them. So,
well, yeah, well, right now, because I know we haven't got like time to go into everything, and if you watch previous videos, you'll hear us talking about that the Bitcoins, fusing your way all the way up to a dual stack. Now, just in summary, if you buy Bitcoins and you've got OG discount and you fuse your way all the way up to a dual stack core. Now, a dual stack core is worth 250 CFX, right? And this can be traded against new NFT items. You won't be able to use it to trade against anything in the marketplace. In the marketplace, it's CFX only, version 2, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. But if you fuse your way from a bit core, so you have 4 bit cores fuse into 1 plate core, 3 plate cores becomes a stack core, and then 2 stack cores becomes a dual stack core. It's going to cost exactly 96 CFX. That's how much it will cost you to get something that's worth 250 CFX. And then, like Odie said, if you want to trade that 4 of them into buying a planet, well, that's knocking 1,000 CFX off the price of a planet, which is 5,000 CFX. But not only that, if you're an OG or an alpha, you get the 35% or the 25% discount. So, and then just as a kicker, we decided that let's not keep them locked in there. Let's make it that you've staked them. And when we go live with mainnet in 2.5 months, all the stack cores that people have actually staked, they're going to go back. You're going to get them back in your wallet because they're going to be useful in the game, So let's just leave it there. But the important thing to say right now is if you want to buy any existing pre-sale that you can see on the screen right here that require CFX, then they all require CFX version 1. And what you need to do is just use the tool here, the CFX swap. So you would buy CFX on the open market. Yeah, we're not going into like Pancake Swap and all that kind of stuff, but you do that through Pancake Swap. If you go to the DApp on the previous page on the CFX token, it gives you the link to actually do all that lot. But then you just exchange to version 1, and then you can buy all the pre-sales that we're extending. Now, after we go live the end of Q1, the pre-sales won't be available. And true to our word, if there are any planets left, or if there's any nodes left, they will still be available. We're going to put them onto the marketplace, but they will all be double the price that they're listed now. And that's just something that needs to say. And the other thing that will happen is that CFX will go up in value. So any NFTs that you own right now, so if you bought an NFT and it was like 100 CFX, and CFX at that point in time was $1, that's $100. Well, already that $100 NFT is $183 because CFX has gone up. and CFX will continue to go up, which will give you more value in what you do. Which neatly brings me on. I was going to bring on to the marketplace, but I think we'll leave marketplace till last.
Can we answer this question real super quick?
Yeah.
Dadbot asks, can you rent out cores? Interesting question.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. We've actually been looking into how you can rent out NFTs. Now, we will be in control of what is rentable and what is not rentable. But if there's a market, I think we'll be looking at, is there a market for this? So, for example, you might buy 5 mining claims, but you might think, well, or you might buy some mining machinery. And the mining machinery, you decide, right, I'm going to set up a mining machinery shop. It's a very difficult word to say in the morning, mining machinery shop. And you might want to rent out, you might want to keep ownership of all the NFTs you buy, but you want to rent out the mining machines, which if somebody owns a mine claim, they can rent out your machines for a month and they're going to get more rewards because the mining is going to happen quicker and they're going to get enough to pay you the rent, but you maintain and keep them items, right? So these are things that we're looking at. Now, power cores, we haven't looked into whether power cores is something that would be good to rent out, but there's going to be a scarcity of power cores when the sale stops and when you can only win power cores. And it could be that that dual stacks that you never win dual stacks. You can only fuse your way up to a dual stacks. So the fusing process, that's going to keep there. So dual stacks may be a really valuable commodity because it gives that extra power. You know, you have tool dual stacks to your mining operation. Like it speeds up the processing plants. You know, so these are things that we're going to talk about when it comes to mining. So the answer is there's a possibility that we could give that functionality to dual stacks as well as other items that make sense to rent. But are we going to allow renting NFTs? Yes, I think it's a real good part of the system to have that functionality and be able to do that. And we've already got some test code in place to prove that it can be done. So that's a real good question. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
We actually have a follow-up from a photographer. Will we be able to use the dual stacks on any device that uses cores?
Okay, so I'll answer that. The way that the cores work is that they're at a certain requirement. So, for example, at the moment, the suit fits up to a plate core, and for example, the buggy and certain vehicles will have their minimum requirement and their maximum capacity. So the dual stack is certainly the most powerful, but you can't fit that into a gun, for example. It's just too big. And things like so it's going to be a bit like that. Just things will fit where they should fit, and everything will be balanced and made sure that it makes sense.
They're like
Yes.
double,
So
triple A batteries, you know.
So would it be more? Would it be a reasonable assumption then that, like on a gun, it would only fit a bit core or a couple of bit cores, or because they're smaller?
Well, it might be more like your specific character on foot needs a certain amount, which is plate core, and then that would connect everything.
That's on the
together,
backpack.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the backpack. Okay. It's not going to go into the weapon. Okay, gotcha. So it's only in the backpack for the suit, as it were. Is that kind of what we're saying?
But it's like there's obviously I don't want to overcomplicate it. It's more like when you look in the story of the game, then sometimes you have weapons with power in it, etc. But when it comes down to actually gameplay, it's more simplified, So it's just your character, if you have it, kind of like that. But yeah, there are weapons that use power, that use the technology of the cores,
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like your mobile phone has its own battery, but if you were to carry a battery pack with you, you're gonna have an extension on that. So that's kind of the way we're trying to run through that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I like analogies like that. That works, Mike. Dumb it down for me. I love it.
All right, I'm just looking at. Yeah, I was just looking at time and that, because I don't think we've got too much to go through. We haven't got too much to go through.
Okay, well, let's just take whatever time that you need.
Okay, so what I wanted to, well, in summary about the power cores, it's like it's good to have a selection. So don't think you need to like always have the dual stack core. You're going to need the stack core, you're going to need the plate core, and you may even need the bit core in certain circumstances. But at the moment, it's more the plate core, stack core, and dual core that you'll definitely need. And to just reiterate what we've just said is, but we want to make it that everything runs to a certain extent without needing power cores, and power cores are to give the extra boost, to the extra advantage, everything like that. It may be a little bit different when it comes to actually building a mining claim, that really does need power. So I think that might be part of the package that's required for that. But anything that's like an individual vehicle or a weapon or whatever should come self-powered to a point. But and that's all I need to say on that one. I'm going to share a different screen, and just very briefly, I'm going to talk about the Cosmic Coin, because that has now been launched. Let me see which screen I'm on. Yeah, I think I just go to there. Yeah, there we go. And so Cosmic Coin. So what is Cosmic Coin? Like, Cosmic Coin is the native coin that will be used on the Cosmic blockchain. And this is the blockchain that we're developing. Now, I know we've not been talking too much about the blockchain, but in the background, we're working we're working with an additional company, let's say, that have been creating some of the groundwork that's required for releasing the blockchain. At some point, we will publish a test net, and I don't want to say a date on that because today is not talking about the blockchain. I think we need to have a special update purely talking about the blockchain, but we will be releasing a test net. Now, the Cosmic coin, at the moment, this is a pre-sale. So this is a pre-sale to buy a Cosmic coin token. So it represents the Cosmic coin. When the blockchain releases, we will have Cosmic coin also on BNB, on BSC, on the Binance Smart Chain, with liquidity. And initially, this is the way that we will have the value in Cosmic coin. Like, rather than setting up a DEX and setting up everything we need to do on the actual blockchain, we'll create a bridge over to the blockchain, but the purchasing of Cosmic coin will be through BSC initially. In the future, there'll be everything in place that you can buy directly on the blockchain. But the value of any token that you bridge over into the Cosmic blockchain is exactly the same. So basically, the Cosmic coin will be used for gas fees when it comes down to playing Cosmic Force, but also it will be the gas fees required for other games that are going to be released onto the Cosmic blockchain. So the way we see it is that Cosmic is the first game that goes onto the blockchain. And just to let you know a little bit more about the blockchain, the Cosmic blockchain is a unique, in our opinion, blockchain that's built for speed. It's built for low gas fees, because the number of actual transactions that will be happening on a gaming blockchain is like unreal. It's like crazy number. And right now we had some statistics actually that said, and this is gaming in general right now on the blockchain, that I think it said 50% of all transactions that happen on the blockchain are game related already. But we see in the future that that's going to increase, and it may be like 70 or 75% of transactions are actually game related. So, and usually game transactions are small. They're like small transactions. It may be a location, or you've won a reward, or you remember we. I'm going into the past now, but when you're on the PlayStation and you save where you're up to and all that kind of stuff. Well, this is all the information that we need to store on the blockchain. So you've got to a save point, right? It's saved where you're up to. It knows exactly where you are. You go back into the game. You can carry on where you left off. So this is the way that we're working things. Also, the blockchain, we're looking that the actual nodes that are part of the blockchain are actually game servers as well. So they double up as game servers. And if you're a node holder right now, we have an incentive that we've got 1 million Cosmic tokens or Cosmic coins that are going to be distributed to node holders during a 5-year period. And this gives that time to ramp up the actual. I saw Odinato.
I can't be more excited. Sorry.
But on that one, it's like it's about building up the traffic. You can't start a blockchain and expect that node holders are going to get all the money from the gas fees, which they do. You do get that as well. But it's going to take time to build up momentum, get them millions of players in there. And so even though we've got like low transaction fees, the number of transactions will be like 10 times more than in the financial world, so, or even more than that. So the point being is that that there's a 5-year period of time that we buffer that for then the gas fees and the transactions to build up, and then everything changes after 5 years. And you can look in the white paper to look more on that, which you'll find the link right up on the screen there. You can see it says white paper in the DApp. So I think that's it really when it comes to like the Cosmic coin, that it is a very important coin. We are actually looking into other utility for the coin, because it's good that it's for gas fees, but it would be even better if Cosmic coin had additional utility. And there's no reason why a coin that is a native coin for a blockchain can't have more utility, and certainly one of the utilities that it may have in the future will be for when we get liquidity actually on the blockchain, then it'll be liquidity for other tokens, other gaming tokens that then launch directly on the Cosmic blockchain. So there's going to be a lot happening there, and there's a lot of work, but again, exciting times.
Yeah. I have another question from Dadbod. He's coming up with some pretty good ones. He's
on the ball.
Both. Yeah, both. Will mining rewards be passive income opportunities, or will we need to play if we buy those NFTs?
Okay, yeah. So Dadbod. Now I know something about Dadbod, right? In the beginning, right, and you can give us a thumbs up if you agree with this, Dadbod. In the beginning, it's like, well, I don't really play games. I haven't played games for years and years. I don't know if I'll be wanting to actually play games, but slowly but surely, I think Dadbod's been getting more and more excited about Cosmic Force, right? To the point where I think he has probably one of the best gaming machines that any of us have got, right? Maybe, I don't know. He'll tell you if it's true or not. But also, I believe just recently he went out and bought himself a controller as well, which is a cosmic controller. It was actually Cosmic Red controller. It had the name Cosmic Red, and it's like, you know, and what I want to say, this is commitment, right? So I love the commitment. Yeah, there's going to be two ways of playing when it comes to mining. The first way of playing, which is going to be just the fundamental way that it works anyway, is if you have the NFTs and you have the machinery, you have everything in place for building that mine that you've got, then we're talking passive income. You don't need to be clicking buttons and doing things. In saying that, we've been talking, it's like some people, they want to do stuff, right? So maybe it would be good to be able to, you know, you've got your mining claim, right? It's yay size, whatever the size is, but you want to work out where the best part to dig, right? So basically, you want to go for the low-hanging fruit. You want to get the good stuff first, right? Because you want to build up your bags, whatever. So maybe we can put in some actual physical game functionality that you go and prospect, and then you say, mining machines, go dig there, right? And this gives a certain amount of interaction that we can have. But I'll say one thing. Another thing is we'll be looking for the feedback from you guys, right? So you might say, well, what if you could do this? What if you could do that? You know? How many layers down is the actual payload going to be? Is there a possibility of creating a machine that can actually dig down and just be a tunnel digger? And you know, is there all, you know, there's different technology that we can use within the game, because it's possible to do whatever we want, whatever as a community we decide Cosmic Force is, then that's what it is. But yes, having a passive income, I think that's something we all want. You know, we all want to be able to do that, and at the same time being able to actually interact and do extra things and be a bit more
hands-on.
Hands-on. That's it. That's it. Hands-on.
Well, actually, one of the it's a little bit like this. The one of the cheaper or less expensive mining equipment can be more of a handheld device. So it's smaller. It doesn't produce as much, but it's more manual. And you know, you would go in there and do this manually and be able to get what you need to do. So you can be grinding, or the automatic larger machines. So we're looking at this, yeah.
And I think you know, it's kind of like if you're doing real gold mining, you could just try to, you know, prospect the whole land. But sometimes a little bit more attention, especially for the game where it's like, you know, passive / sometimes doing some active things that help it progress better, right? A little bit of attention goes a long way. A bit like having plants, you know, having plants. Like a garden, you know. You don't need to be there all the time, just a little bit.
Exactly. So yeah, I think it's good to be able to mix the two up on that one. Good to see Greek in the house, and you know.
Yeah, what's up, Greek?
Looking forward sometime to come over there and try one of them legendary pizzas that we've talked about for so long.
Oh, dude, pizzas in Chicago, I'm telling you, man. Wow. Yeah. There's a reason why we talked about them before. They're crazy. They're crazy.
Well,
pizza pie.
It's a pie. UK, yeah.
In the UK, I mean, it's not proper, you know, but they had like Chicago Town. Have you got your Chicago Town pizza, you know, and it's all the deep pan pizza and all that kind of stuff. Anyway,
of course, if we have those from New York in the audience, they may take exception to that, but I don't know. I've had authentic for both, and I prefer the Chicago a little bit more. Personally.
Oh my!
Yeah,
we've had
the pizza master.
We've had pizza. Yeah, you are the pizza man. When you were talking about that pizza on the couch there, and you described in detail it's like, how would you make a pizza? Well, I would do this, and it's like it's gone through the full thing. You should have a show like talking about it. But anyway, we digress. And now it's a drum roll. Everybody, drum roll. Ding! It's the long awaited marketplace.
The marketplace.
And the marketplace.
The crowd
And
goes
it's the
wild.
place to go. Yeah.
Cinderella boy with the marketplace.
The marketplace, right? So you've got your NFTs. You've been buying NFTs. You wanna buy different ones. Somebody's got one and they're deciding to sell it at a bargain price, or there's a specific color that you're after when it comes down to the stack core because you want to fuse to a dual core or whatever you want to do. Well, now you can do this, right? In the future, I mean, the alphas, we haven't talked about this too much, but at some point, it could be, I'm not saying it is, it could be that we switch over. When we go to beta, it could be that the alphas are no longer available, right? So let's just think about this, right? Nothing is available all the time. There are times that a business decision could be made, and we decide, right, now's the time. We're moving over to beta. Now we're going to have like beta cadets. They're going to get 15% discount. They're not going to get the 25. So then there's no more alphas, right? And there's no more 25%. Already with the OGs, right? All you guys out there that've got the OG, you've still got the 35% discount. On this list here, we can see that the OG, when it says supply, it's talking about the minted supply, the supply that's in circulation. So you see that top line, we've got a supply of 80, right? Well, if you look at the OG page, the max supply is 99. So that means there's only 19 OGs available. Now, once they're gone, right? And 35% discount will not be available ever again to any new people unless they buy an OG on the marketplace, right? So in the future, the OGs will be a very scarce commodity. The alphas could become a scarce commodity as we move on to beta. And the same things with planets and 1%, 0%. 0.1%. So I'm just giving some background on why we need the marketplace. We need the marketplace because we need to be able to trade. Cosmic Force is like a representation of real life, but it's the Cosmic Force world. And in a real world, you need to be able to trade. And this is the tool to do it. So we're calling the marketplace the center sort of engine of what's required in Cosmic Force for it to become alive. All right. So imagine you're playing game and you've won a light node or whatever is the NFT that in that particular challenge or whatever. Then you've got the ability to come in here. You can list it, and as long as there's somebody that's after that NFT at the price that you've set, then you'll sell it in CFX. So when we click into this in a moment, you'll see that all NFTs are listed in CFX, and this is CFX version 2. So it's directly with the live version of CFX, the one with liquidity. So in here at the moment, I've just got to flick onto a different screen, and then I can actually see what I'm doing. Right, I'm going to try and do it so I can still see a little bit. I'll make sure that the size of the screen doesn't disappear. All right, you can still see it. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, where am I? I'm there. Right. Okay. So at the moment, we've primed the pump, as it were, on the marketplace with 11 NFTs that we've put in there. We haven't put any expensive ones in. This is down to you guys. If you have any NFTs that you wanted to sell. But as time goes on, we may like top up, and from time to time we may put some special NFTs at a special price. And so if you're looking and you can, on a regular basis in the marketplace, you might see from time to time something good come up that you can snap up, But in general, this is to be driven by the community, but we will use it in the future. So, for example, when the pre-sale ends on the planets, any existing planets will end up going on the marketplace, but on the marketplace they'll be double the price, right? So this is the way that it'll happen. So right now, you can see a summary page. So we have, in the marketplace, we have 11 NFTs listed, and we have a selection. This is a list of all the different NFTs that have been created so far. In the future, there'll be additional NFTs that will be added to this list as the ecosystem builds. So we're talking like mining claims and like manufacturing NFTs. So if we click into one of these, so we'll click into Planet, and it says load in, and then you'll see. At the moment, I'm logged in as I'm just logged in with like one of the accounts, a test account. It's a test account, but it's a live test account, right? So it's an account that's made to be live, to actually like show things. So here you can see that we have 2 planets, 0.1%, and literally you click the buy now button. On this one, and this one I'm not going to do.
Refresh the page.
Yeah,
the stream still shows the old.
Right, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. That's all right. It jumped onto the wrong screen then, because I separated it to then I could actually see off and off, like see you guys and anyway, there you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So on this screen, you can see we have a couple of planets. It says they're for sale for like a certain amount of CFX, which if you work things out is just a little bit underneath the OG discount. And this, again, it's just a bit of fun just to put a couple of things up there that are available to buy. On this, I'm not gonna actually buy with that account, which actually I can't I can't buy because I've not got enough CFX. So when I demonstrate buying, I think I'm maybe just buying like a Bitcore or something like that, But if I go back to collection, so really it's very simple to navigate. We have collections, portfolio, listed and sold. Collections is the list of all the NFTs that are available on the marketplace, and like I say, this will show you the total. You can actually click on view all also, but as more and more NFTs come in, view all is going to get bigger and bigger. This is version 1. Okay, this is version 1 of the marketplace, and you can see it's listing all the different NFTs that are available there. Yeah. Okay, so it could be, you've already got a red stack core, and you want the other red stack core because you want to make a dual stack core, and so there's all different reasons why you may want to buy. In the future, we're going to do updates, so we have more paging in. We're going to try and do some caching, so we can cache images and everything like that, try and make it faster and faster. Right now, it seems to be performing like pretty well, so we're quite happy with that. And I think what I'm going to do, I'll just click right along the top, and let's go to portfolio. Now, for anybody that's bought NFTs so far, you'll know that there's a list NFTs page on the original DApp. This is the new list all your NFTs. So what it does, so it's saying that my account like 35DA at the end, it has a total of 8 NFTs purchased. It's going to show you the full list and show that you haven't got an OG or an alpha, but you have got 3 0.1% planets. You've got 4 bit cores. You've got a dual stack core, and anyone you can go in and you can. I clicked wrong there. And anyone you can go in and you can click and then look at your dual stack or whatever you've got, and then you can easily list on the marketplace, which I might do. But I'll not do it with that one because. All right.
And I take it just you just pay the gas, whatever the tiny amount of gas is. That's all you pay to list it on the marketplace, or is there an extra fee of any kind that's on it?
Okay. Well, I think what I would do is actually go through it. So at the moment, because the marketplace, it's a way of bringing income in for planet holders, like 1% and 0.1%. So at the moment with the marketplace, there is a 3% sales fee, right? And this is how it works. If you are listing an NFT for $100, it will list it for $103. You will get whatever the amount you said you want. The purchaser will pay $103. The $3 will go into the marketplace treasury to then be distributed as rewards to the planet holders, because they're part of the ecosystem for actually receiving rewards that come from the marketplace. In the future, there's going to be some more specific marketplace items that there's more rewards that go to specific planets. So, for example, when people are buying like mining claims on certain planets, there's other rewards that actually go to the planet holders as well, which is part of the buying cost of the NFTs. But if we talk about the marketplace, we're looking at distributing that at the moment sort of equally across all the planet owners. At some point, there may be individual planet marketplaces, but that's down the line. So the first way we can do it right now is just equally distribute it, and the details of that will actually show the exact details. But as far as a sales fee, it's actually a purchase fee rather than a sales fee. We feel that 3% is a low enough amount that it doesn't make too much difference, but there needs to be some purchase fee in there that then can be sent as rewards to the planet holders, because this is the whole reason for having planet holders there as well,
Right.
So,
right.
But there's no listing fee.
Okay, so no listing.
There's no listing fee. There's only a purchase fee.
That's
but
cool.
The purchase fee, it's literally you're looking at an NFT and you're looking at the price it says. You will buy that NFT at the price it says, and so that's simple as that, So
Thank you.
and the salesperson, the person selling the NFT, will get exactly the price they say they want, as well. So if I click on the next one there, it says listed. This shows what has been listed, and we've added some functionality in there that says, say for example, you list the wrong NFT onto the marketplace, it's only going to cost you gas fees, and again, we're talking like cents. It costs you a few cents to list on the marketplace, but then you decide, actually, I don't want to sell that. I've decided not to. Well, we've added the functionality there that you can remove from the marketplace, which actually means it's going to put it back in your wallet. And on that front, I need to describe exactly what happens, right? So when you click to sell your NFT on the marketplace, the actual marketplace contract will take ownership of. Well, it's not ownership. It actually takes control of your NFT, but that NFT will end up in the contract's wallet. So it moves over into the contract. The contract knows that it's your NFT, right? So it knows that you're the seller, you're the person that will receive the money if somebody purchases, plus it knows that you're the person that needs to get it back if you decide to remove it from the marketplace. And actually, nobody else will be able to do this function because it's tied into you as the actual person that had the permission to put it on there in the first place. You're the original owner. Only you can actually remove it from the marketplace. We do have admin function to be able to remove from marketplace, but the only function that will do is give somebody back their NFT. The reason we have that is just in case somebody gets in a muddle and they've put something and they've put it for like 50 cents and it should have been $50 and they're in a panic and they're not able to do it themselves. We can do it on their behalf if need be, so we just want to have like safety. Yeah, we just want to have safety in there, for anybody. And then the last one along, looking out for the tribe. And then the last one in the list along the top, it's going to let you know which NFTs you sold. So here's a great example. The first one there, we can see that a Bitcoin was sold for 3.09 CFX. Now that's the 3% that's added onto the actual sales price. But what happened? Back into this wallet. This wallet here received 3 CFX for selling the Bitcoin, and that's how it works. So you can see that everything's really plainly set out and there for you to see on the screen. So what I'm going to do now, and I know that time is ticking, so we're just going to go through a couple of things, and then I think it's the end of the show, and we'll let you know the marketplace address as well, and we'll be adding the link also to the main DApp. So what I wanted to do now is we can see that there's 11 NFTs listed. Let's go to the portfolio of this test account and see what we've got that we can list. So just keeping it easy because we can keep it at a low amount. We've got some Bitcoins there. So let's just list one of the Bitcoins. And then we come to a screen which is basically you putting in a price. So for this, I'm going to put 2.1. There's going to be the 3% added on. And when I list this, we'll just keep it in there. So if somebody wanted to buy a blue Bitcoin for 2.1 plus 3%. Now, I believe, I'm looking at my screen, I believe you can't see the MetaMask notification that popped up when I clicked that. Can you not? All right.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, the screen says allow access to and transfer of your Cosmic Force Bitcoin Ash 5417. So it will say very clearly that it's only going to move that one NFT that you want to put in the marketplace. So at that point, I'm now clicking confirm, and in the background, it's actually doing a confirm, and then a message is going to pop up on screen and say approved NFT Ash 5417 for listing on the marketplace. So when I click OK, it is going to then it comes up with another pop-up from the MetaMask, and this is to make the item, right? So this is to actually list the item. So in the contract, it says make item, which means make the listing. For this, it's costing, let me just see. It's actually costing an estimated, it says 23 cents to list. Now this can vary depending on what the gas is like at the moment. I think I double clicked somewhere, so it says you have one pending transaction.
Oh, okay.
But that's all right. I double clicked, but I think it is now confirmed, and you can see on the screen there the Bitcore is now listed in the listed items. Yeah. So is that on the screen there? Yeah.
Yeah, for 2.163 CFX.
Yeah. Okay. So it added the 3% on there. So basically, you can come along and buy this for 2.163 CFX. And if I go back to the collections, you can see it should now say 12 listed, and we go down, and there we are, 5 listed Bitcoins. Click in there, we'll see the one that we just did. And do we have time just to do a purchase, and then we've done the full circle? Okay.
Yeah,
so this
certainly.
was for this account. I will switch over to a different account, and I'm going to buy the 5417 Bitcoin, right? So let me just swap to a different account. And this is
did you say
another...
that the marketplace it'll be live following the show a little bit later? Is that correct, or when was that going to be?
Okay, so the marketplace right now is live.
It is now. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just finish this demo, and then I'll let you know what the address is, and we'll put it into the comments there as well.
Okay.
And you can probably guess what it could be.
I saw that comment.
Just making sure.
All right. So it is. Yeah, sorry, I've got the comments covered over at the moment because I need to control the screen. But it is live now. The only thing that we're going to do after the show is put the links into the main DApp and the main Cosmic Force website, so they're there. But you can go direct to the marketplace right now. So okay. So on this, this shows the NFTs that this other account listed. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to go in and we're going to buy an NFT. So at the moment, we've got like 12 listed, and this is going to be a quiz now. It's like, what was the number of the NFT that we want to buy?
That's the one.
It was this one, wasn't it? It was 5417.
5417. Right? I just went back in the stream.
You're a winner.
I just cheated.
You just went back in the stream. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've got it on my right screen, so I was trying to cheat before Mike could get it.
That's so cool. All right, so I'm logged in as a different account. Let me just double check my wallet in the background to make sure I have actually got some CFX in there. Let's have a look. Yes, I have 4.91 CFX in my wallet, right? And we're going to buy. And anybody with calculators, we can calculate this, but you can't see my wallet, so.
Well, if Greek is still here, he is a human calculator.
Yeah. So in my wallet. All right. So here we go. Right. So for you out there, at the moment, I have got. Let's go back in. I have got 4.91 CFX. So put that in, and I'm going to buy this NFT for 2.163. Right. So the question is, how much CFX should I have in my wallet after? And then we can double check that it actually worked, right? By the way, we've done all this testing beforehand, so it'll work. So we're going to click buy now. Again, it's popped up with a screen. The first one it's saying is, do I allow 2.163 CFX to be used by this contract? So it's a spending cap request. Now, we do this specifically just per NFT because we don't want to go. All right, let's just approve like unlimited funds in marketing. In the marketplace. So we do it individually at the moment, unless we get requests that you want to be able to like do a blanket approval, and then it just approves you for buying anything. and then you won't see the approve again. So we'll put that over to you. But right now, it came up with CFX version 2 has been approved for 2.163. So the next screen that pops up now is it's a request to the contract. It says purchase item. Purchase item. It's costing 19 cents in gas fees to do this. So I click confirm, and we'll just watch and see what happens. Okay, on my screen, and sorry again, you can't see the pop-ups. It says buy NFT success. I click OK, and right now, it comes up, refreshes my screen, and that's on my listed one. Right, so if I go into my portfolio, that's where I need to be.
And we're looking for 5417, right?
Right, and in my portfolio, it says I have 5 Bitcoins. So let's go into my NFTs that I have in my Bitcoins. And there it is. All right, and because now I own the NFT, I can relist it on the marketplace with this account if I wanted to. And let's go into the collection, and in the collection we'll see that it's now 11 items. And then the only other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the other account. Oh no, we're going to look at this account, we're going to look at the token amount, and it says now, so did anybody give the answer what it should be, how much should be in the actual? No? Okay.
No.
The answer should be 2.747 CFX is left in the account. So if you were to work that on your calculator, that'd be right. So that's how much is left in that account. And the last thing I'm going to do, and then it's a wrap, we're going back to the other account. That's why the screen's refreshing right now. Right, there's still 11 listed, that's fine. But we need to go into sold, and we need to see that Bitcoin 5417. We need to see that it's listed, and there it is on the account 35DA sold items. And the final thing that I'm going to do on that one in the testing, I should have looked how much was in there beforehand. But right now it says I have like I have 70 CFX in there. Like before buying this, there was like something like 68. No, actually, like 67 point whatever in there. So no, actually, I'm getting this the wrong way around. There was actually 72 something or other, so it's actually took the funds out of this account. No. Reverse.
Right. I think you're right. You're right the first time.
I was right the first time. This is the account that sold the NFT, and so this one received 2.1 CFX.
You've been playing with too many imaginary accounts.
Yes, yeah.
That would screw me up.
All right, so the address for this is coming up right now, and so you can go in there. We're going to continue looking at it, and there may be some tweaks that we make to make it faster or whatever on that front. But right now, it is marketplace.cosmicforce.xyz if you want to check it out. In the next couple of hours, let's say 3 hours, we're going to be adding all the links to the existing cosmicforce.xyz and also onto the DApp, so dap.cosmicforce.xyz to give you access to the marketplace from them links as well. So Odi, over to you, and thank you very much for your time as well, for being part of the show and obviously part of Cosmic Force.
No,
I guess we're part of the show.
Matt's not part of the show because I'm blocking him with Dad Bod Veterans question.
Yeah, Dad's bod is in the way.
His dad bod is definitely in the way. He asks another good question. Can you go P2P directly, like if you're just trading colors?
Yeah,
Peer
this
to peer.
is no, I this is something that we did actually look into and look at that being able to program. Now the thing is, to do this, it actually got quite complicated because the only way to do this is by literally having like a marketplace that doesn't take any fees, that you've got to tie in the person that's offering and the person that's taking, to the point of making sure that if somebody is gonna take it, it's like you want to be able to swap, right? This is what you're talking about, is you want to be able to swap one for another. And it was a good thing, a good feature to have. Is it something that we might introduce? We might do. But right now, the best way forward is it's the marketplace, and literally to be able to like swap and get the color that you want. First of all, you put up onto the marketplace all the colors you don't want, right? And then there's going to be people that want them colors, and there is only a 3% like fee for actually doing this as well. But that fee is going to the ecosystem. It's going to all the planet holders as well, which is possibly yourself as well. So the straight swap for no fee, I'm not sure about. Let's see how this goes, and let's see if the need comes up more and more for doing the P2P directly. Of course, you can do a direct swap with somebody by putting in their wallet and they put in your wallet, but I wouldn't condone this because it can go wrong. So the best way forward is using the marketplace right now.
And you see the URL is up there, and Steve also gave it. And actually, I was able to go there no problem just before the show. You guys had me take a look, and so it should work for you right now. I've got it up on my other monitor over here. No problemo. And you, like you guys said, the link will go up in a couple of hours. So.
And that pod, CFX version 2, right. So.
Yeah. CFX version 2 is what it runs on. Well, I think somebody said it works perfectly. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. I think somebody's already bought something. Is that right? Because we're down to 11 items.
Yeah, I think it might have been a photographer.
Yeah, you just bought one. Oh, you bought a Bitcoin.
Nice.
Oh.
Very nice.
Nice one. Okay. Well, thanks for your time. I think you're. Are you like to the end of time now? Because I think we've done 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
We're pretty close. And it's my fault, guys, that we kind of need to wrap it up. I was teaching.
That was a good time.
I was coaching Ninja last week, a couple days ago, and I didn't warm up like I should have, and I demonstrated something to a student, and I was telling the guys backstage that I'd like to keep it close to 2 hours for the live because my back is killing me. So I paid for it. I'm paying for it right now. So just remember, when you go to work out, or warm up properly. I should have done that. So the old my dad bod is a little bit broken right now.
So it feels like there's a few people to say thanks to for tuning in, because I know today we've had Greek, also like Chris Cruz, like to say hi to him, and like Dad Bod. I had friend Phil from Blackpool is the answer to the question at the beginning there.
I think somebody put that in the comments, didn't they?
Yeah, he did. Like Phil did, but he knows where he lives. He already knows where he lives.
Oh yeah.
He should have left it for somebody else to guess.
Yeah. Oh, we had Teddy one here. Semantics. Who else was in here with us? Eris was here. Sky Dreams. Yeah. Thanks everybody for being here. We do really appreciate it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Steve.
Oh no, I was
Yeah,
coughing.
it's been a hot minute since I've been live. Yeah, I know. It was the last couple of months. It was actually good because it was the holidays and it was crazy. I barely remember the holidays. It was busy. Got a couple of times to see the grandkids. We I'll leave you with this. So my wife and I, our kids are all grown adults. They're in their late 20s, early 30s. So it's been a while since, we had the little ones to spend the night. And when you're an adult, when you're a mom and dad, right, you have kids and you get your routine and diapers and all that. And it's no big deal, right? When you're doing it day in, day out for years and so forth. Well, we haven't done that routine in a long time. And Christmas Eve weekend, we were able to get all three of our grandbabies, including our new 3-month-old granddaughter. And yeah, that was a little bit more than we, I think, thought about before we said yes. I mean, hey, it was wonderful seeing them. But when we took them back to my daughter and son-in-law, we were like, there you go. We went home and we took a nap.
You
But
zoned out.
yeah, we zoned out. It was wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I'm just kind of half teasing there. It was wonderful. The holidays were good. I hope the holidays were good to you guys up here, everybody out there. It's supposed to be a good time of year. What I gave myself a really awesome Christmas present that all three of you already know about. I had been socking away some money, and I bought myself a 1% of a planet. And I didn't want to say anything because I was like, I gotta keep putting the money away. So during Christmas, I was able to actually put away money to buy the 1% of a planet. I feel pretty
That's
accomplished in
crazy.
that. So I'm pretty
Crazy.
excited. Of course, you guys already knew about that. But
Well, we
yeah.
saw the
And then
transaction.
actually, yeah, you saw the transaction, but you didn't know it was me until I told you, because then I
No,
sent
yeah,
you a
you're
message
right.
to
You're
tell you that
right.
I
You're
bought
right.
it. Yeah.
You're
And
right.
then I actually I don't know if I actually told you, but I had a little left over, so I bought a not point one um hello, not point one node. So
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice. Well, this is great. You say it was like a Christmas present sort of thing.
yeah. So my wife was like, "So what are you gonna invest in this month?" And I said, "I've been telling you for a while. I gotta
Oh,
buy Cosmic Force, and that by far is not the only thing I plan on ever getting, because I'm so excited about you guys' project, and I'm really looking forward to everything that's coming down the way, especially what you've been talking about. The marketplace is now up, and and we haven't even scratched the surface yet, folks. I mean, think about all the possibilities. This is going to be a big year, like Mike was saying earlier in the broadcast. It's going to be a really, really big year for this project for a lot of reasons, including the least of which, there's going to be other games, other projects that are going to get on to the Cosmic Force blockchain. I'm
yeah.
excited about that. I really am, to see who's going to make partnerships with you and bring their projects onto the blockchain. It'll slowly build the volume over time, and like Steve was saying earlier, there's going to the gaming transactions. There's lots of them. I mean, they're small, but there's tons of them. I mean, you name it, Call of Duty, all these other games, EA Sports, and all these big ones. There's zillions of transactions going on, every year. And just think about little piece of that. This is an awesome project. I'm excited. Yeah,
Can I just tell you, you talked about like buying the planet. Can I just tell you, like, just quickly, a real like funny little story, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have a close friend, not Phil, a different person, and he's he's into property and he's into like selling cars, and he said, oh, like, tell me more about this Cosmic Force, and he's not crypto literate at all. Not one little bit, and it's so, you try and talk about crypto, but he loves Cosmic Force. He wants to be part of it, right? So on this one exception, I would never ever do this with anybody else. I've known him for like 20 odd years, right? He said to me, can you set me up a wallet? Can you do everything that you need to do crypto wise to get me a planet? I want me a planet, right? And I said, yeah, okay. And so we worked things out. So then, right, because he's not actually in crypto, he can't pay for it directly himself in crypto, so I got to pay for it myself, and he's got to send me some money, right? So he does a transfer. He does a transfer. The transfer doesn't work. He goes into his bank, right? He's talking to me like 5 minutes after coming out the bank. The bank say, "Why do you need to transfer this money?" He talks to me. He says, "I can't tell them that I'm doing it to buy a virtual planet that doesn't exist in crypto." And it's just hilarious the way that he's like explaining to me like how ludicrous it sounds, right? And on that front, I just want to say, as ludicrous as it is, like Cosmic Force is real. The planets do exist, right? They do exist, and they're not just in our minds. They exist in this virtual world that's being built. And virtual these days is as real as real life, and we can see that, But just that story that I can't tell them that I'm buying a virtual planet. They said I told them I'm buying a car, So
I know, right? Because I don't talk about this at work, and nobody would understand it. There's actually okay. I'll take it back. There's two guys that understand, and they're mildly, I should say, into crypto. And I think they would understand it, but I'm not at the point yet where I'm going to share it with them, because they may or may not. One of them he buys Bitcoin and he buys a couple of other blue chips, but he doesn't understand DeFi. The other guy has dipped his toes in, but he does. I don't think if I told him, I think it'd go right over his head. So I'm going to have to work on it with him. But anyway, yeah. And yeah, Dad bod, I totally get it. I actually tried and it didn't work. If that tells you how bad. I mean, I had to actually stop coaching yesterday and go home early because it was. Hey, I did it to myself. I mean, I have myself to blame. So it is what it is. But Chris says it best. It does take us older guys longer to warm up. Goodness. Well, I would very much like to give my heartfelt thanks to these three handsome gentlemen of the Cosmic Force team, and being here and spending their time. Mike, what is it? 3:19 in the morning? Did I get it right?
I mean,
it's way too late.
It's time to get up. Yeah, it's time to get up.
Oh, sorry, Mike. I'm totally forgetting what time it is for you. Crazy.
Your dad totally forgot about you, bro.
Yeah, sorry.
But, he's right above you, but he forgot about you. Yeah. No, thanks for being here, Mike. I appreciate it. Matt,
Steve, thanks very much. Pleasure as always. I appreciate you guys more than you know. And, thanks again for everyone for tuning in. You know that, of course, as I put it across the screen, I didn't actually say it at the beginning, but this is not financial advice. There's the disclaimer. No. It's on you. Whatever you do is on you. Ultimately, your decisions are your decisions. Be a man and make sure you take responsibility for what you do. Be thankful for the opportunities you come across in life. Love hard on your family. Always remember, chance favors the prepared mind.